Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you work, you're still not getting ahead? What if the problem isn't how hard you work, but how you've been taught to think about money? Today, we're breaking down Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert T. Kiyosaki, one of the best-selling and most influential personal finance books ever written, and the 6 wealth-building lessons that changed how millions think about money, jobs, investing, and financial freedom. Instead of focusing on how to earn a bigger paycheck, the book teaches you how to build wealth by understanding assets, liabilities, investing, financial education, and creating income that doesn't depend on working every hour of the day. The story follows 2 father figures. One is the author's highly educated biological father, whom he calls the poor dad. The other is his best friend's father, a successful businessman he calls the rich dad. Through their different advice and approaches to money, the book shows 2 completely different financial mindsets. Whether you agree with every idea or not, this book has inspired millions of people to think differently about money and take more control of their financial future. The core concept of Rich Dad, Poor Dad is the contrast between 2 different mindsets about money. Poor Dad represents the traditional path: study hard, get good grades, find a secure job, work hard, save money, and avoid risks. He believes that job security is the key to financial success. Rich Dad represents a different approach: build assets, invest, start businesses, take calculated risks, and focus on financial education. He believes that money should work for you instead of you working only for money. The book doesn't claim that one father is morally better than the other. Instead, it compares their different beliefs about money and encourages readers to think critically about how wealth is built. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like you're living paycheck to paycheck? You work hard all month, your paycheck finally hits your bank account, then rent, bills, groceries, and credit card payments take almost all of it. A few weeks later, you're just waiting for the next paycheck. Robert Kiyosaki calls this the rat race. According to him, most people spend their entire lives trapped in this cycle, working just to pay bills. But wealthy people think differently. Instead of only working for money, they use their money to buy assets, things like businesses, real estate, or investments that keep generating income, even while they're sleeping or on vacation. So the goal isn't to work harder forever. The goal is to build income streams that work for you. That's the shift in mindset Kiyosaki wants every reader to make: stop working for money and start making money work for you. This is probably the most famous lesson in the entire book. Robert Kiyosaki explains money in a very simple way. If something puts money into your pocket, it's an asset. If something takes money out of your pocket every month, it's a liability. Think about it this way. Imagine you buy a rental property. Every month, your tenant pays rent, and after expenses, you still make a profit. That's an asset because it's putting money into your pocket. Now imagine buying a brand new luxury car with a huge monthly payment. Every month you're paying the loan, insurance, maintenance, and gas. That car isn't making you money, it's costing you money. According to Kiyosaki, that's a liability. Other examples of assets include stocks that pay dividends, businesses that generate income, and investments that earn you money over time. Liabilities include credit card debt, expensive car loans, and buying luxury items you can't really afford. Here's the key lesson. According to Kiyosaki, wealthy people focus on buying assets first. They focus on building things that generate income. Many people, on the other hand, spend their money on things that look like assets, but actually drain their bank account every month. Before you buy anything, ask yourself one simple question. Will this put money into my pocket, or take money out of it? That one question can completely change the way you think about money. Before we move on, let me ask you something. If you received $10,000 today, would you buy an asset that makes you money or a liability that costs you money? Let me know in the comments. If you were going to buy an asset, what would you choose, and why? How many years did you spend in school? Now think about this. How many classes actually taught you how to manage money? For most people, the answer is none. Schools do a great job teaching subjects like math, science, and history, but they rarely teach practical money skills like investing, taxes, budgeting, cash flow, or how to build a business. And according to Robert Kiyosaki, that's a big problem. He believes financial education is one of the best investments you can ever make, because the more you understand how money works, the better decisions you'll make with it. Think about it. Two people can earn the exact same salary. One ends up living paycheck to paycheck. The other builds wealth and eventually reaches financial freedom. The difference isn't always how much they earn, it's what they know about money. That's why Kiyosaki encourages people to keep learning, not just in school, but throughout their lives. Here's my advice. Spend at least 15 to 30 minutes every day learning about money. Read books, listen to podcasts, watch educational videos, or study successful investors. The knowledge you gain today could save or earn you thousands of dollars in the future. Can you tell me, when payday comes around, who's the first person you pay? For most people, it's the landlord, the bank, the credit card company, or the utility bills. Then maybe they buy a few things they want, and if there's anything left over, that's what goes into savings. Robert Kiyosaki says that's the wrong approach. Instead, he says you should pay yourself first. What does that mean? The moment you get paid, set aside a portion of your income for your future. Invest it, save it, buy assets with it. Then use what's left to cover your living expenses. At first, it might feel difficult, but over time, you'll naturally learn to live on less while your investments continue to grow. That's how wealth is built, not by saving what's left over, but by making your future a priority. Here's my tip. Automate your savings. As soon as your paycheck hits your bank account, automatically transfer 10% to 20% into a savings or investment account. If you never see the money, you're much less likely to spend it. And remember, you don't need to start with a lot. Even investing $25 or $50 every paycheck can make a big difference over time, thanks to consistency and the power of compound growth. Let me ask you a question. What would happen if you lost your job tomorrow? If your paycheck is your only source of income, that can be a scary situation. That's why Robert Kiyosaki says relying on just one paycheck is risky. The wealthy don't depend on a single source of income. Instead, they build multiple income streams. That could be income from investments, rental properties, businesses, dividend-paying stocks, or even royalties from books, music, or online content. Think of it like this. Imagine a table with only one leg. If that leg breaks, the whole table falls over. Now imagine a table with 5 strong legs. Even if one breaks, the table is still standing. Your income should work the same way. The more income streams you have, the more financially secure you become. And over time, those income streams can help you build real, long-term wealth. My advice about this portion is, you don't need to build 5 income streams overnight. Start with just one. Maybe invest in an index fund, start a side hustle, create digital products, or build a small online business. Focus on one extra source of income, then build from there. The goal isn't to work 5 jobs. The goal is to create income that doesn't always depend on your time. If you could create one extra income stream this year, what would it be? Investing, real estate, starting a business, or creating content? Let me know in the comments below. Remember, one paycheck can pay the bills, but multiple income streams can build financial freedom. Here are the biggest lessons from the book. Increase your assets, reduce unnecessary liabilities, improve your financial education, Make your money work for you. Build multiple streams of income. Think like an investor instead of only an employee. At the end of the day, Rich Dad Poor Dad isn't about getting rich overnight. It's about changing the way you think about money. Because financial freedom doesn't start with a bigger paycheck. It starts with financial education, smart decisions, and consistent investing. If you enjoyed this summary, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know which book you'd like me to summarize next. Thanks for watching.